Hey everybody, Ralph Evans here, autoimmuneanswers.com. And this morning's Friday session, it's a matrix energetic session. Every Friday I do a matrix energetic session for you if you're part of my group, my list. And so you can join us at autoimmuneanswers.com. And let me just make sure this is all okay working here. I think it is. And yep. Okay, so what you can do if you want is walk around a little bit, see what you notice, so that in a little bit we can have you check again and notice what's different. And I'm going to be putting us into a state so that you can experience a change simply from the chair you're in right now. So go ahead and walk around, test something, walk around, see how you feel, see how your feet feel on the ground, see how the world looks to you, kind of get a sense of how tall you are. You might want to move your arms and legs around a little bit, move your back, move your neck. If you got a physical complaint or you got somebody that you're concerned about, their health or some relationship stuff or financial stuff, you can think about it a little bit and think about how it feels in you right now with whatever you're concerned about, with whatever you would want to change. Now, one of the things I've noticed is, I've taken a lot of matrix classes. I've done a lot of work on myself. And when I was working with a medical intuitive, Sharon G. Mateo, she used to say that she would much rather have a therapist who had 10 hours of classroom time and 100 hours of treatment time, got treatment on themselves, rather than the reverse, a therapist that had 100 hours of classroom time and only 10 hours of self-treatment. And my Qigong master teacher, Ming Tangu, he says that the best healers in the world, the best traditional Chinese medicine doctors in the world, the best martial artists in the world do a lot of Qigong. And so what I've noticed, I cleared an anxiety issue. If you've been following me for a while, I've cleared an anxiety issue in myself that was for the first 37 years of my life. And then as I got into this work, it started to go away. And then I started to come public with it and say, hey, I used to have this thing. And what I think was going on was I was clearing more and more of the clutter, more and more of the noise in my own system. And there was other things to do to get healthy and happy and whole, to really clear this anxiety in me. I put it in a little book. But along the way of doing this, I got clearer, less clutter, less noise in my system, and it gave me more access. So I can see stuff easier. And there's a technology that goes with matrix energetics where when you see stuff, it can change right before your eyes. So as you have more access to this kind of information, you start to notice that you have access to more miracles. And then the other thing that started happening was before I took Matrix, I was like, reading about it and trying to figure it out, and it wasn't getting it. And my friend Kim Burnham, one of my teachers, was working for me and staying with us every 3 months. She would stay with us for two weeks at a time and work in my clinic in San Diego. And she kept telling me, just take Matrix Energetics because it's mind-blowing fun. That's what she would say. And one time she always gave us a gift whenever she came for her 2-week stint with us. And one time she gave me this guy, Yoda. And it was cool, Yoda. I think he's like the Einstein Yoda. But there he is. And I asked her, because I was seeing these miracles, like a woman that hadn't moved her arm in 40 years after the polio vaccine caused her to get polio. And she was moving her arm like this after 2 weeks with Kim. And a little girl that was blind out of one eye, and then she could see better and see text messages, which she couldn't see before, read before. And so I was asking her, how do I get to where I can do that? And in her kind of funny Kim kind of way, she says, Ralph, you're already doing it. You just don't know it. And I'd be like, golly, man, yeah, it sounds true, but good. How do you use that? And so then I took Matrix and I started to figure out, I actually had access to this. Like, I just didn't know how magic we really are. And then when I had an experience with it over and over again for the first 5 days, the first 3 classes were all back to back to back. I started realizing, wow, I actually have access to this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and I can play with this, and when I do this, this kind of stuff changes. And so I started to realize that that I could do stuff in this field. You know, I was getting clearer and clearer, and clearing anxiety, and clearing all sorts of inner rage, and all sorts of things in me. And as I was clearer, then I was starting to see that, wow, I actually can do this and this and this and this and this in this matrix energetic space, and people can have a change. You know, lots of different things got better. You know, I saw conditions heal that really continued just to amaze and inspire me. And then the other part of it that I think is key, when I was running in San Diego, I started running with a group, and some of them had been to the Olympics, some of them had been to the Olympic trials, some of them were the best in the country, and I was running with them, and it was so hard. I was like, oh my God, I was like, you know. And at one point, my coach told me, Ralph, he called me Ralphie. He said, Ralphie, you're going to be the boss of this run. You just keep showing up. The group is going to get you there. And what I noticed with this kind of work is, like one of my teachers in the medical intuitive work said, just hang around with us. You know, you just hang around with us, and then you start to get it. So there's something that happens, you know, if you want to make a lot of money, hang around with the people that make a lot of money and that know how to do it. And you know, you'll learn some stuff, but you'll also get something that's a transmission. It just becomes, you become one of them. And same with the healing world. Like, you know, just hang around the people that that you want to hang around with that have already done this, and the group will get you there. So there's clearing the clutter, you know, clearing the anxiety. And I am going to be doing a big training and video session series coming up soon. But right now, what I'm talking about is how to clear this clutter, and how to realize that, wow, you can actually do stuff in this field. And the group, you know, being on these calls, being with me on my email list, and hanging out with me, and the group will carry you along. You know, we have a once a month Miracles of Magic Healing and More group. That's an awesome group. But right now, what I'd like you to do is just hang out for a bit, and let me just notice what I notice here. You've already been in, here we go. All right. So go ahead and walk around a little bit, retest, see what you notice. Check out your arms or your neck or your back or whatever you tested before. You can even think about the things that concerned you before, like if certain people needed a physical healing, or financial healing, or relationship healing. How do you feel about it right now? Is anything different? You know, is your body different? Are you taller when you walk around? Just kind of check in and see what you notice, and let me know. Comment below. And if you want the first part of how to do this, there's parts to this thing, you know. But if you want the first part, how to start to really clear the clutter, then you can grab a little training. It's not little, it's a few pieces that I put together for you at ralphhavens.com/enlighten up, and go grab that. It'll be in your inbox. You got to go click confirm once it's in there, and in your email, look in your promo and spam folders, and you know, Gmail does all sorts of stuff like that, and grab that and start to use it, and see what you notice. Work it on yourself to clutter, and then if you're interested in more, then look for more coming up very soon. There's more after you get those things. I'll show you some stuff. So So have a great Friday, and I will see you all later. Let me know how it goes, what's different. All right, bye now.